Now the time is 8:52. Suede, you remember they were one of the most influential bands of the 1990s. They helped kickstart the Britpop movement. After splitting up in 2003, the band reunited last year. They released a best-of album and they toured Europe.
And it was while they were reformed that lead singer Brett Anderson was inspired to write his latest solo album, Black Rainbows. Brett will be here in a moment. First, here he is performing just last Tuesday night as part of the Ox Jam Festival.
Those impossible clouds are gathering now. So like a love song that starts us lifelong unsung.
There we are, just looking at the Ox Jam. What's Ox Jam, Brett? Morning.
Ox Jam, morning, yeah. What is it? It was a sort of series of charity gigs that Oxfam put on. And we did a gig at the Dalston Oxfam Superstore on Tuesday, which was fun.
Didn't you do a series of gigs with the band as well for the same cause? You did a whole load of charity gigs before, didn't you?
No, I mean, I
did.
Suede did some shows with the Teenage Cancer Trust back in
what it was.
Yeah, last year, sort of thing. But the Ox Jam thing was fun. It was a kind of like a rock show in a kind of like a tiny little charity shop, which was a kind of like an odd juxtaposition. It was very long way from playing the O2 and the Albert Hall and stuff like that, you know.
I would say.
But it's great because you're right. The audience are like there, and you're kind of like, you know, can't hear yourself, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like takes you back to
the old days.
Exactly, yeah. You know, and sometimes that kind of real contact with the audience is really exciting. Yeah.
We last spoke to you, I think it was in November last year, wasn't it? Was it?
Yeah,
anyway,
October.
That's right. And you were, and Suede was getting back together, and you were going back on the road. So what was that like?
It was amazing. Yeah, I mean, you know, we had an amazing tour, and I very much enjoyed playing all those songs again. But you know, they're kind of old songs that I wrote a long time ago, and they're still amazing. But you know, for me as an artist, it's very much about what you're doing now, and it's very much about, you know, going forward rather than looking back and making new music.
Going forward into more of a rock thing.
Yeah, it's a rock. The new album is definitely a rock record again, and which I'm very pleased to be doing. You know, for a while I was kind of deliberately sort of marginalising myself, making music that was quite obscure, quite kind of left field, and I just felt comfortable making a rock record again, and this is the result. It was an interesting rock record to make. We basically did it as a series of improvised jam sessions, and then kind of like cut these jam sessions up and wrote songs on top of them. So
you didn't go in with anything, do you? Must have gone in with some idea of what you wanted to...
Not really, no. It was literally just sort of sitting there in the studio and kind of like coming up with ideas sort of based on, you know, we'd listen to sort of like a CD of someone and say, well, let's do something a little bit like this, you know. Lots of music from the 80s, lots of kind of like 80s guitar bands, lots of things like, I don't know, sort of Iggy Pop or Nico or something like that, you know, left field rock stuff, you know.
Shall we listen to the single from the album? It's Brittle Heart. What are Black Rainbows?
What are Black Rainbows?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Where do you get the name from, then?
I just like the contradiction. I like, you know, for me, creating is a lot about the mystery. There's a really fascinating quote by Francis Bacon where he says that it's the artist's job to deepen the mystery. It's not the artist's job to explain things like it is the journalist's job. It's sometimes just the artist's job to ask questions, and sometimes a phrase like Black Rainbows, it kind of creates more questions than it asks.
So we just leave it on its own without asking it. Yeah.
The answer is there's no answer.
No answer. No, that's very good. I want you to answer this one then.
Okay.
You're very proud of your solo album. You're going back to your rock roots. You said that Suede was a lot about playing some of the old stuff.
Yeah.
Does that mean that there's no Suede anymore?
Oh no, there's absolutely Suede still.
Will you stick with it?
I mean, the thing is, I think with Suede, to go forward, we have to write new material. I don't sort of think there's a huge amount of future in just going around doing the circuit, playing the same songs over and over again, year after year. And I'd like to think that Suede can write a new album. Whether that's the case or not is another matter, and we'll find that out in the next few months.
And happy birthday.
Thank you very much, yeah.
All right.
It's a nice day to have a birthday.
It's a
How are you
great
going to
day.
spend it?
Well, we're going for a picnic later with the family. So
That'd be lovely.
That'd be nice. Hyde Park.
Oh, nice.
Super. Brett, thank
You're
you
going to
very
be
much.
mobbed now.
Yeah, there's a big park.
Find another park.
It's a
Find
big
another
park.
In
park.
disguise. Brett's
very
latest album, Black Rainbows, is out now.
Oh, we got